when Sarah and I were 8 years old, just a couple years ago, we got caught up in our first, like up until that point, we'd been very interested in what our parents were listening to, but at 8 years old, we really started to strike out on our own, and we became completely and totally obsessed with New Kids on the Block. And we, like, our obsession went so far as, like, we got the sleeping bag, and we got all the posters, and we got the trading cards and the t-shirts, and when New Kids on the Block announced that they were going to be coming through the town where we lived, Calgary, a lot of Calgarians in the audience tonight. So when they announced that they were going to come through Calgary, my dad, he said that he would go and he would wait in line. He would bravely go and stand in line for hours, and he would get us New Kids on the Block tickets, and we were obviously beside ourselves. And then my dad called, and he broke the news to Sarah and I on the phone that he didn't sadly get us New Kids on the Block tickets. I know. This was before the days of the internet, so he had to actually physically stand in line, and when he got to the front of the window, they were out of tickets, and so he pulled favors and did God knows what, but he ended up getting us box seats with his boss. So his boss was and Sarah and I were so excited. I mean, I couldn't sleep for weeks leading up to this night. I couldn't believe our luck. And we brought our third cousin once removed, Tammy, and Sarah's boyfriend at the time, Jason. And I don't know why he gets quotations. I mean, he was legitimately my boyfriend. Oh, but we were 8 years old, so we were 8. He gave me a calendar and we held hands, but he wasn't my boyfriend. He really was my boyfriend. Fine, yeah. Guys, Sarah's boyfriend. So just let me have. Just don't. That's why you're right. Don't reduce Jason's and my relationship. You're right. Just because I ended up finding love with women later doesn't mean that I couldn't find something to love in Jason. You're right. You're right. When I was 8. I apologize to the world and the Sydney Opera House. So Sarah's lover, Jason, and I, and Sarah, and you guys, we were 8. It was just a calendar. That's it. So the four of us and my dad's boss's wife, who was very fancy and had a fur coat, I remember, and I remember being in awe of that. And we got into her Lexus and we drove to the Calgary Saddle Dome, and we went to the box and we got to see New Kids on the Block. And oh my God, was it ever exciting. And I remember going home that night and sleeping in my concert t-shirt, which was 500 sizes too big for me. And I remember by the moonlight, staring at my Jordan Knight poster. Oh my God. Just come on, just by moonlight. By moonlight, when my light was off, the moon was hitting the poster in the reflection of Jordan, and I had the one where his shirt is like that, and he was just like, and I just stared at him, and I thought to myself, I am in love with Jordan Knight from New Kids on the Block. And this was confusing, obviously, for a lot of reasons. The first, of course, being that I liked girls, and I sort of already knew that, but I did love him. But then I became a musician years on, and I just wrote one sad song after another, and then when we started to write Heartthrob, our new record, Sarah told me to write a love song. And I'd never written a love song before, and as it turns out, it's quite hard to do. And I feel somewhat silly some nights standing up here in front of you in this floral jacket, singing this love song. Thank you. Thank you. So tonight, I want to dedicate this to my first love, Jordan, from New Kids on the Block. And Jason.